Hello and welcome to Bull Bear Trader. Today I will review the 9 stock that will report tomorrow, and I will start with Core and Main. So look like we are at the all-time high for the stock. All right. Short-term and long-term overbought, so I expect a pullback. Now, okay, let's quickly draw the short-term trend. Okay, so in a way, is please maybe like this. All right, so you can see it bounce here, pull back below, and then came back inside, broke out, and then test again. So I expected to pull back into the channel at about 60 to 65%. It actually might even go a little bit lower. So 64 is right here. All right, about 30 to 35% is gonna bounce, probably to 69. So about 5% up, 5% down. Okay. In a way, this had a bull flag right here, but it didn't really play out. However, it trends sideways and going a little bit up, so it's still at a good place. But I do expect a pullback unless a number coming out is really good and the outlook is positive. It will bounce. Sell point short term. So it's been stock is new, about 6 months old. Short term and long term is actually, short term is overbought, long term is neutral. The momentum is still good. The strength is actually as good as well. So, and it has, you can see here, it's got the hammer. So it might even bounce to 24, 25. So this is like 10%. At about, I would say about 50% only. Why? Because it's overbought short term. Okay. Long term is sideways but a little bit lower. So we expect a bounce. All right. But short term is a little bit overbought. So that chance actually lower a little bit. So I would say a bounce maybe around 55%. So a pullback to probably 20 at 45%. Okay, now if I draw a quick trend line. Okay, so look like it broke out of the trend. So you know what? Because of this broke out, I actually expect it to pull back a little bit more. So right now, I would say about 50-50, okay? Based on this chart. It's hard to say, but it's 50-50 at this point. MOMO, hello group. Let's see. Short term is a little bit overbought. Long term, also overbought. If I zoom out, okay, so look like we are at the lower end of the stock. So it's been moving sideways for a long time, like 3 years something. Okay. If I look at the short term, okay, something like this. So you can see it broke out, but it came back here, right? And you can see this is also at the same level of this support. So if I actually move it to here at a shorter term, it's actually hit support and support here. So most likely we might have a bounce. Okay. But because they are overbought, so I would say a chance about only about, I would give it 45% to probably $9. If the outlook is positive and the number is actually good, but it's only at 45%, 55%, it will come back to 715. At about 55% or 60%. So a little bit more chance of a pullback and a bounce. Okay. All right, Oracle will be one of the biggest stocks for tomorrow after hours. Last time I look at it, I say, okay, I expected a pullback, but like Nvidia and other tech stock, it might actually rally, and it did. So it rallied and it kept rallying. So for the past months or so, it been pulling back a little bit, but not that much. Let's take a look. All right, so so is pretty overbought long term. Short term is a little bit oversold. Okay, if we draw the trend line, okay, so look like it's actually broke out. So tomorrow, there's some chance of it coming back to 250. But at, I would say, about 35%. 65% a pullback to 226, if not lower. It might even close this gap here at 214, 213. Okay, 213 would be the really low, but realistically, it will come down to maybe 222. Okay, this is most likely going to happen. But if the number coming as good as last time, beating expectation and outlook is positive, we may actually see a bounce. But I expect a pullback. Synopsis. Recently a little bit oversold, so it's correct a little bit, but not much. You can see it bounce from 3 something to almost double. Okay, and right here, the good news is it has a bull flag, so most likely we have a bounce. But let me look at the, okay, so the short term, pretty symmetrical, parallel, right? So with the bull flag and oversold, I would give it about 55% of the bounce, 45% of a pullback to probably here, 575. So 575 at about 45%. 55% of a bounce back to 645. Okay, we will see, check back tomorrow and see how it does. Well, let me see if there's anything that we can see here. Okay, so just as I expected, you can see the low in April, the low in May, the low in June, and most likely we will hit the low probably at 570 something. It might not come down tomorrow. It may come down, pull back, and then come back down here. We don't know, but somehow it going to hit this green line, either here or maybe bounce and then come back here, right here. All right, that's what I'm thinking. But for now, I expect a little bit of a bounce. Okay, rubric. So when it was last earning, I expect a pullback to 88. So it did not pull that much. It pulled out to 93, but the next day it's actually pulled down to 88. And then since then, it's kind of hugging this line. Okay? So short term is still over, but long term actually neutral. All right, so I'm going to draw trend line to see, to predict is short term. Okay, so in a way, right now, it's hugging this line, but it's, moving between, bouncing between the two orange line. So I would expect a pullback to at least 82 at about 60%. And a bounce back to test this right here at 103 at about 40%. That's still a good odd. Okay, let me see anything else. I see no, that's mostly a pullback for this stock. All right, so AVAV, I expected a pullback here, but guess what? I was wrong. The number came in really good. It went up a lot the next day, tested that's previous high, and then the day after and a couple of days after that, it went up and it made a reversal signal here, right here. And then guess what? It pulled back, bounced a little bit again, and then fully back ever since. But you can see it's coming back to this level. So right now a little bit over. So short term, long term is coming back to neutral, but the momentum is coming a little bit weaker. All right, so let's see what in store for it. In a way, it even you can see it bounce a lot, but at the end of the day, coming back to test this support here. It broke down here and came back here. Right? Most likely, we might have a bounce at about, I would say, 60% to 254. 40% it will pull back if the number do not meet the expectation. And where will it pull back? At 40% is still a lot. It will pull back and close this gap right here at 193 or even 192. All right. If it does, that is like about 20-25% of a pullback. 22%. It might not go back that low, but maybe it will go down to maybe 210 and then bounce and coming back. But I'm just giving you the level. Okay, but realistically, okay, you know what? Realistically, I think more at 210. But you never know. Nowadays, they move a lot. So we will see. GameStop. Okay. You can see here last earning, I expected to, you see the bear flag here, right? I say, you know what? I expected to have a pullback at least to 26, but it can even go lower to 23, 24. But around 22, 23, it will bounce back to 26. Well, it bounced up to like 24 and 50, and then it's been moving sideways but lower. All right, so what's next for GameStop? And is the game actually stopped for GameStop? Let's see. So for short term, okay, so in a way, it's kind of like this, right? Or more likely, is kind of like this. Okay. Short term is a little bit oversold. Long term is actually oversold a lot. So I actually expect a bounce at about probably 65%. Where you gonna go? Here, 26. At about 60 to 65%. A pullback to 2050 at about 35%. So we will see if the number is bad, then we might see 20. Okay. So look like we will have about at least 10 to 15% move. All right, last one. AMRK precious metal. Short term is a little bit better than neutral, positive. Long term is turning positive, but actually, if I draw this, is actually broke out a little bit. Okay. Now, if I zoom in and looking at the short term, we actually see something like this. Okay. So we might have a pullback based on overbought condition. So about 60% of a pullback to or 22, 40%, we might come up to 26. So more chance of a bounce for AMRK. And the move will be around 10%. Alright, thanks for watching. Please hit a like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.